Okay, folks, can you hear
Breathe.
all of this?
Just breathe. Everything is fine.
Thank you for joining us tonight. This is Wally with Supreme Gecko.
And then
And you have the mic right here. I'm going to push it
Move it,
over
yeah,
here,
move it
and
away,
we'll
'cause-
lose everything again. Literally 3 minutes ago, I was rebooting the whole system. Can you guys hear us?
And
Can you
swearing
see us? And
yelling
swearing
at the
and hitting
computer.
you? No, I don't
No,
hit
you don't
you.
hit
Look at
me.
my ear.
You were
Good
hitting the
God.
computer
I was hitting the computer.
like it was going to make it go quicker. You were hitting the buttons like the kids at school. It doesn't help.
Merry Christmas is us. Hey, Jerry, how are you doing? We really had some major technical issues. We couldn't get the camera up. The mic was okay, but
We didn't have a problem. You did.
well, teamwork there, baby. Let's go. So if you haven't noticed yet, I've got to point to the right side. Whenever you're behind the camera, it's always tough pointing
It's
to
the
the right side.
opposite.
Everything's the opposite. Merry Christmas. Now, everybody's tuning out because everybody hates the don't do Christmas before Thanksgiving. We're doing Christmas before Halloween. So how about that?
I'm out.
I'm out. Everybody's out. Bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
I'm out.
Bye-bye now. So why are we doing Christmas before Halloween? We're not, folks. We're not doing Christmas before Halloween night. We strongly suggest at this house that we do not put up anything Christmas-y before Thanksgiving. But I tell you what, Thanksgiving and it is game on. Game on. Well, it's not Thanksgiving. The day after Thanksgiving, we start putting up everything and really going to town. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We have a good crowd tonight. So in the last hour and 5 minutes, Nanette, how are you doing?
I'm all right.
Okay, Nanette has a
If I
pretty
step out, I'm
bad
just
cold.
coughing.
Hang in there, and if you need to step out, go ahead and step out.
I will.
In the last hour and 10 minutes, we had our guest cancel because he lost power. Benjamin from Rolly Boys. I hope everything's okay. I hope everything
Where is he
gets back
located?
online. I should know that, but I don't.
Okay.
Unfortunately. Again, thank you everyone for joining. How is everybody doing? Leave a comment right now. We have 24 people. You can hit that like. You don't have to, but what I want right now is to hear from everybody. How are you doing? Everything good? Anything not good? Yeah, stay safe, everyone. Hey, Hooked on Geckos, Andrew, J-Bog, hope you're doing good. I know you're going through a lot right now. I'm cold. Angie is like probably
Put a sweatshirt
outside.
On. No, she's home.
She's home. Oh, okay. I was going to say up north in the cold.
No, she's home and she can't go back up north.
MPA Geckos, thank you.
6 to 8 months.
D's Geckos, Gex, thank you very much. Cassandra, we can't put anything Christmas up. I'm going to see if I can grab until the following weekend after Thanksgiving. House is going to be a mess for a while. Yeah, that's about us too. I'm doing well tonight. Thanks, Abby. How are you doing? You just said how you're doing. Hope you're doing good. Cecilia, exhausted from work and coming down with a cold. Oh, no.
It's out there.
Nanette, do you know what a cold is like?
No, I have no idea what this feels like.
Angie is saying 25 degrees when I left this morning. Oh, my gosh.
It's cold.
So Angry just woke up. What? I'm ready to fall asleep here. I'm not ready to wake up at all.
Getting stitches in her toe.
Ouch.
Ooh, ow.
Ow. Okay.
It'll be okay.
I'm trying to catch up here. Hey, Nicole. I think I'm coming down with it too. I think you've given it to me. My dog got his rally novice title this past weekend. I saw the pictures. I just haven't said congratulations. Angie, please keep that with you. I work third shift. Oh my gosh, yeah. It's around 30 in the morning, then 70 when I get off of work. Well, that's a huge jump.
It was different here today.
Yeah, J-Bug, heal well. Thank you, Laura.
Yes.
Lots going on. Ghouls and Geckos, thank you very much for joining us. How are you doing? J-Bug just got over COVID. Oh my gosh.
I don't have COVID.
No, you don't have COVID. COVID's not something fun to work through.
No.
The first time I had it was really bad. The second time wasn't too bad. I think you've had it once or twice now. I can't remember.
Once.
So why?
It
Look
was
at this,
60
folks. I did it
degrees at the
again.
end of the day today.
Why am I wearing the Merry Christmas
have no
shirt
clue.
already?
Because it's not Thanksgiving.
I
yet.
know. So
happy.
I think I lost my spreadsheet too.
Good.
I have, if you guys don't know, we're going to talk about 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. We were going to have Roller Boys on, Benjamin, Power Loss. He's down.
Rolly bucks.
So we are going to talk about, we're going to scramble. We're going to zig when we should be zagging. And we're going to talk about the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. Because why? It's not it's a month away. It's not now. It's a month away. No. Oh, heck no. It's game on right now for me, at least. I'm planning, I'm designing, I'm sending things off for work to be done. I'm creating new spreadsheets. I'm clearing out the old spreadsheets. It's just crazy. Yeah, it matches my hat. How about that?
I haven't seen any work for me to do. That's good.
Yeah. So one of the big suggestions last year was get some teams going on this. And I think I got scratched by Cody's dog. Get some teams together and have them help out with the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas, because from the moment I started, like first week in November last year, it was until about middle of January, it was all that I thought about,
24/7.
24/7. And that's cool.
Mhm.
It's fine. I love doing the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas, 13 streams and 13 videos. There you go. So I'm working around, how do I plan better for this year so that we can get more in, so that we can do more. And certainly last year with the 150 donors, I should know this, but, and I'm going to talk about what 12 Supreme Days of Christmas is in just a second, but with so much going on last year, how much was it? 55 or 60, $60,000 in gifts and prizes. It was a crazy, kooky, I don't even know how many gifts, 250, 300.
That was a lot.
I've lost track, something like that. I just kind of, I have, and then it's gone. Tell everybody what the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas is, Nanette. And I know that you're coughing. I don't want to
it's okay.
take a lot of
It is where the vendors and people that are supporting us and the community all donate items or gift certificates to us, and Wally puts it all together, and then we spend 4 weeks, I think it is, every other night giving away gifts to everybody that's in the community. And it's just basically builds up our community and brings us all together, and it makes us happy, and we have a really good time with it. And we very generous donors and vendors, very, very generous. So they all just kind of chip in all together, and we give away a lot of prizes. We facilitate it. And Wally does a ton of work himself.
It's a labor of love. Absolutely. So, we started off, this is going to be the 13th year.
Is it really?
I don't know if I said that last year. Maybe it's the 14th. But anyways, the problem is that I took a break for a couple, 3 years there a few years ago. So now I'm completely confused on what year this is. But anyways, first year, I thought of this idea of the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas, gifts, 12 days, starting after November, and then all the way through up until Christmas. We stopped, a couple of days before Christmas, because Christmas is for families. It's not about geckos. It's not about, reptiles community, but it's all about your family. So up until that time, it's every other day about-ish.
It's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We do a drawing for gifts for anybody participating. And how do you participate? You'll find out that in videos that we do the day before we do a giveaway or earlier on how to enter for that day. It's a lot of fun. We get to, side benefits. Obviously, if you're participating for the first time, if you don't know, the benefit is obviously all these gifts ranging from, a $10 or $20 keychain all the way up to last year we had, I'm sure, well, last year I think we had
$7,000 animal.
a $7,000 animal. And it's not uncommon to have $1,000 animals in the giveaway. But let's talk about the side benefits because, go ahead.
We also did the T-shirt special last
We
year.
also did the T-shirt special. Are we going to do that again this year? I don't know.
think we might be.
Maybe.
Maybe.
The side benefits, because this is where I have fun. The side benefits are that we get recognition for the donors. Everybody that in the supplier, the people supplying the gifts, we get some recognition. We get some attention to these wonderful, wonderful people, and we get eyes on their websites or their Facebook pages or whatever. Hi, Moon. Thanks for joining us. So, Nicole, thank you very much. I've got a couple of comments started. I'm going to go back to those in just a second. So that's one of the benefits is getting more exposure for great, great donors. Now, I'm not going to overemphasize this and bring a lot of drama, but we did have a couple of vendors that aren't coming back this year because of whatever reason. We always have a couple of vendors a year that we just have to move on. So what I'm trying to say here is being positive is that, I do a lot of vetting out of these vendors, and the vendors that are on the list, from everything that I know about, are great, great, great people and doing some great, great, great things. So 30 days of Christmas. Oh my gosh. What's the other benefit? One of the things that started, probably second, third, fourth year was people were starting to recognize other people in this event and saying hi. And yeah, let's be positive. Make ball pythons illegal. So I want to emphasize that a couple, 3-4 years into the event, we started having people chat with each other online. And so I go on Facebook and I see somebody, from the giveaway. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't win. Talking to somebody else in the giveaway. Maybe they won, maybe they didn't. And they're sharing and they're talking, and it's positive. And that makes my day. That makes my day. To build up this positiveness at the end of the year when we all need a little bit of positiveness. Is that a word, positiveness?
You make up words all the
Positively,
time. So probably
positivity.
Positivity.
Is what we're all about. And when I say we're, it's not we're. When I say we're, it's this whole event is about. Saying positive, doing some good things with gifts, but also making those connections. So please, 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 please support our donors this year. Please, please, please talk to somebody. Say hi. How are you doing? Hey, congratulations on winning. That's what really makes it special. Okay. I'm going to go here. Hi, all. YouTube didn't tell me about this live. So glad I found it. Absolutely. Thank you, Billy, for jumping in here. I'm going to go back to a couple of starred because I want to show these ideas. Okay. I'm looking around at our camera because I have a position. Go ahead.
Turtle preservation.
Let's talk about turtle preservation. So that's one of the key points that came up maybe a couple of years ago, and I didn't really know how to address that. We're giving away animals. We're going to talk about suggestions in just a second. So if you guys can hold tight, we're going to take suggestions. But I do want to talk about this issue. We had some ideas about, hey, if we're giving away animals, let's make sure that the people that are winning them can take care of them. Number one, know what they're getting into. Oh my gosh, I'm getting a kahua. I only have this, 12 by 12 by 12 enclosure. Is it okay? So what we've started doing is publishing, and I know this isn't a solve all kind of solution, but on the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas website, and I'll add that to the description. I don't know,
Frank put it out there once.
If you can put it up there, the link to the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. Now it has all the old information from 2023. We're going to update that really quick, but we've started putting care information on there, and we've linked several sites that have information. Most importantly, we ask every time we give away an animal, if the person is capable, we ask the participants to make sure that they're capable and they've done the research to keep these animals. Is that stopping somebody from entering that might not know how to care for an animal? It doesn't. I don't know, how to vet that out other than checking every single entry and which would take me another bazillion years. I would just be crazy trying to keep track of that. So we started adding links, but I tell you what, and especially so does Exotics. If you have information that you would like to share to the event so that we can make this event more educational and considerate of people winning, if you're going to donate a turtle or whatever, let's provide information. And ultimately, it's kind of the donors. I don't want to say responsibility, but they can certainly help us share information about the animals. And the winners should always be able to access the donors' email or Facebook message and ask them questions.
Oops. They also know more about some of the animals than we do.
There you go. Love that comment. I'd like to donate jumpers, but unfortunately I can't pay for shipping this year. Understood. I'm going to address that real quick. That's why I started this. I can completely understand that. Shipping is a big cost. Luckily, there's ways around it with Redline and Ship Your Reptiles, and now Morph Market is offering a huge discount. I'm going to see if I can talk to Darian to see if we can't do something special for the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas to get in on that shipping special. I understand. Why is this an issue? Let me tell you why it's an issue. We ask all the donors to supply shipping. That means if you win an animal, if you're a participant and say, I want to win this crested gecko, you don't have to pay for shipping. This was an objective the very first year that I did it, and has been, and we've lost some donors, and that's okay. Because they didn't want to pay for shipping. But I want the winners to not have to put out any money whatsoever. It always felt bad for me to win a $75 gecko and then pay $80 in shipping. So that's just kind of an objective for us, is never, ever, ever to have somebody pay for shipping. Now, in the past, I've aided some people in shipping animals out, but as this event has grown, I just can't do that anymore. We're going through a lot of other. I'm not complaining. I'm just telling what's going on through this event. We actually had somebody in June say, "Oh, you just do the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas so that you can make money with YouTube," and I'm not going to get into it, Nanette. I know it's a sensitive issue. We donate a lot to this event from a monetary standpoint, from a time, but also a monetary standpoint, to applications and tools and tricks and things like that. So there is no money making in this for us whatsoever. So I used to be able to do some of the shipping, pick up some of the shipping for people that couldn't afford it. And I just can't do that, unfortunately, now. But we're going to try to work something out so the shipping isn't too bad. Tyson, how are you doing? I apologize if I miss it. Is it too late to be a donor? No, it is not. In fact, if anybody here, and I'm going to get back to the comments here because I'm sure I'm missing some great comments. And then I'm going to let you catch that while I answer Tyson's question. I'm putting together a form that donors can then use to tell me what their donations are so that I can build the page with all the gifts. And that's going to be a lot of fun. And hopefully it'll be easy for the donors. All I need, though, is everybody's email. If you've already given me your email, if you've already participated in the past, I have your email. If you want to donate, if you haven't in the past and you'd like to this year for the first time, send me your email. PM me on Facebook, Wally Kern, PM me on Facebook, and I'll take that email. I'll add it to the form. I'm hoping, I'm so late with this, folks. I'm so late and I feel so bad. I was hoping to get this email out last week. It'll probably be out this weekend or early next week to all the donors, and kind of giving instructions on how to enter the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. I'm hoping for this weekend. Let me know if you have any other questions, Nanette.
I'm looking.
Frank
put the thing out.
What's that?
Frank put out the...
Cool. I'll let you go through this.
Yeah. I am suggesting...
Frank, you're always ahead of me. Always. Go ahead.
Somebody is suggestioned out. You guys were receptive and made them 2 tabs on your site. Somebody must have suggested something that you change on the site, and you did it.
Oh, cool. Let me talk about this. And while you do that, just stop and let me know that you have another suggestion. And people, if you have suggestions right now, let me know. But I will say that last year we did a whole day where participants could enter in their suggestions. I'm going to show you a spreadsheet in just a second. Once Nanette gives me control back of the mouse.
You gave it to me now.
I know. I'll never get it back.
And if you have me go do it, we'll shut down for sure.
Bitten by Geckos, thanks. I'm looking around the camera again. Thanks for joining us.
You need to also remind people this is local, or not local, United States.
This is only United States. We tried Canada and overseas, Europe in the past. We just didn't get, excuse me, we didn't get a great reception. So unfortunately, Angry has a question.
Yeah, I see it. I'm coming.
So unfortunately, we had to drop those unless there's a huge response. We didn't have somebody that would support that. So I'll do as much as I can for the U.S. But if we had somebody that would jump in and say, I can do Canada, and then talk to the donors, get donors listed that would donate to the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas and help promote that to Canadian keepers, that would be a huge plus. And if you do, send me a message on Facebook. I was going to say spreadsheet. So I have a spreadsheet. So that one day where we got entries for suggestions, I think we had, I'm going to say 1,000. If it was 800, 900, 1,000, somewhere around there, we had at least 800 suggestions. I narrowed those down, and I only narrowed it down to 100 kind of unique suggestions. The hard part was something like this. Somebody wanted to start it at,
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm not getting up for anybody at 4 o'clock in the morning, unless I go fishing. No, I'm kidding, obviously. So somebody wanted to, a few people. Let's start it earlier, much earlier. 4 p.m. would be great. The problem is East Coast, West Coast. We need to find a time that makes it work for everybody. So if we're doing it 4 p.m., it potentially could be, 1 p.m. Pacific time. That doesn't work.
Okay.
So then again, if we do it like 9 o'clock p.m., it could be 10 o'clock p.m. for the East Coast. So we had to come up with the time, 6:30, and that just seems to work. So a lot of the suggestions were very similar to that. How about if we do this? And in the spreadsheet that I put together, I put, are we going to implement? Is this something that we can't implement because it's so costly or hard to implement, or it would take too much time during the event? Then I had a bunch of great idea, but we can't do anything with it, like this: change the time of the event. 999 miles per hour when the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas starts. So we've already had, with all of these suggestions, I whittled it down to about 100 different unique suggestions, and I've already implemented probably a dozen or two in the process. Now, what I do want to do, and maybe now is a good time to show this. Let me see if I can present my screen.
You took the mouse.
I did take the mouse. Let me see if I can share this. And if this doesn't work, oh my gosh, you guys are never going to be able to read this. I apologize. But what the point is, I'm going to jump back over to the spreadsheet. I think I'm going to jump back over to the spreadsheet. There we go. Maybe. Give me just a second here. I might not be able to.
Sorry.
Okay. No, that's all right. Now that I'm sharing this, I don't think I can view it on my screen.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm just going to do this. Nope. Give me just a second here. Okay, folks, I've got it back up. Okay. So hopefully you can see this. So we had some great suggestions, obviously. Crystal, host kids giveaway, donors, more videos, donors, more information on what they sell, make it easier to decide to select a gift. Great.
Mm-hmm.
So all of these
Green
first
ones.
5 we are going to implement it.
Oh,
We're going to make changes and we're going to implement. And a lot of these we've already started the process. And I've got a couple of red bold here that I want to talk about, but you can see a lot that we're going to change. There's some, do one over the weekend. That's in review. Do a background. That's in review. Ugly Christmas sweater night. That's in review.
Oh, that's fun.
So maybe what we can do there is an ugly Christmas sweater night where all the viewers wear an ugly Christmas
and they have
sweater.
To send pictures on
and then send
the
pictures.
Chat.
Use Facebook Live.
You could have an ugly sweater contest. You could have them all send you ugly sweater pictures.
There you go. I love it.
We could chop off their heads in the pictures.
So hopefully people can kind of, geez.
Well, we just take the heads off so people just see the sweater piece and then they vote so they don't see somebody in the picture.
Wow.
I'm sorry, it came out wrong.
So
I'll go back to my corner.
No, here. You're fine. We have a lot of fun with the contests and the games, but I think that at this point we can make some changes to the games. A lot of people, so a couple of things. I'm going to lump this into the big picture here. I'm going to hide this for just a second. So we sometimes, please, Nanette, please, if I'm missing something.
You just keep going.
Sometimes, let me start over. We had a lot of suggestions about, the games, the kids' games should be done earlier before the kids go off to bed, or so the kids can watch the games and participate in the kids' games. We gave away some really nice gifts from the donors to the kids, and that was a bunch of fun. We had Santa on last year giving away gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, was that cool. That made the whole event for me. That was so cool. So we're going to do that. We're going to move it forward. So what we're going to have this year is a very tight schedule. And if you want to come for the kids' games, super cool. Then join at 6. I'm just throwing out numbers.
Don't give time.
Join at this time. If you don't, then join the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas live stream 15 minutes or later. 15 minutes earlier wouldn't work. Join 15 minutes later so that you can participate in the drawing. If you want to stick around and just yap, because normally in these 12 Supreme Days of Christmas
I'm
giveaways,
making notes on here that I just thought of for the 12 days.
Cool. If you want to chat and talk about whatever we talk about, if you want to be a part of the games, then that would come after the normal drawing. So my thought is, and this is how I'm going to schedule it: kids drawing, regular drawing. So kids drawing, regular drawing ends. Then we do the games portion of the giveaway. If you don't want to be a part of the games, you can leave at that time. That's cool. And then maybe some chatting. We'll hang around for another, couple of minutes, 5 minutes, hour, whatever it takes, and chat about things. I think that will, and if we do a regular schedule and give exact times, and you can write this down, etch it in your kitchen table, I will stick with these times. Because we'll set a timer and we're going to stay with those times.
Ooh.
So that's one of the big changes that we're going to have, and hopefully that helps people. Did you have a comment here, Nanette?
Yeah, somebody's birthday.
Happy birthday.
Good evening, friends. It's my birthday. Stinky.
But
I still have homework. Glad I made a stream. Happy birthday.
Get back to your homework. That's way more important than this. I
got an awful lot of waffle talking going here.
Waffles. Thank you to the donors, the moderators, Frank the Tank, J-Bug. Thank you so much for all the work that you did last year. I want to get back over to the spreadsheets. If you don't have any.
I have a couple stars.
Frank had a great idea. And what's the great idea?
Frank was talking about the battles with the elf.
Bitten by Geckos. I just started with spreadsheets. Any questions, let me know. I'm going to add this back.
Waffles, the elf battles.
If you guys cannot see this, let me know. I don't know if I can. I don't even know if I could get back to it. There we go. And I don't know if I can make this bigger. I'm going to try to make it bigger. Maybe you can keep this, or maybe you can. I'm reading the form. Maybe you can see this. So gifts ensure live animals taken care of. Videos ask animal owners. And I can do this, folks. Ask animal winners for videos. So that's kind of what I was talking about before about vetting this whole thing out. I mean, the hard part is with, I don't know how many animals we gave away last year. Probably 3 dozen, 4 dozen. I don't know, 5 dozen. I don't even know. It's hard then to keep track of that and keep asking, folks before sending out. But it's something that we can do. Instead of maybe videos, we make sure that the donor and the winner get in contact, and we get the donor to come back to us and say, yes, everything's cool, I'm sending this out, because the winner understands what it takes to keep a Chihuahua. So the important thing here too is that we want to provide as much information up front about these, so that even before you enter, you understand what it takes to keep these animals. Kids drawing at the beginning, we just talked about that. What's that?
I said you just talked about
that. Yeah. Gifts. And folks, if you have suggestions, if you participated in the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas, we're going to catch your comments in just a second. I'm reading these entries off real quick here. And I'm not going to read them all because we have 100 of them, but gifts. We're going to read off a few that are important and then come back. You have a question? Okay. This is a big one. This is a really big one. I'm going to talk about this, and then we're going to get back to the chat and cover your questions or suggestions or questions about the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. Gifts, 1 per event. So
does that mean
this is hard?
Does that mean one through the whole time?
That means 1. That means you win 1 time.
Ooh.
So here's the problem with that. Wally Kern enters, and oh my gosh, Wally Kern enters and wins day 1. Wally Kern, you can only win 1 time, Wally. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to watch anymore. I hope people do. I hope that if you win or don't win, you watch the whole event and participate and have as much fun as we have in putting this on. But Wally Kern might be, I just want to win. And Wally Kern after day 1 is gone because he knows he can't win any more gifts. Mm-hmm. So we need to battle that. So we'll probably, go ahead, please, Nanette. Mm-hmm. What we'll probably do is narrow the scope down so that maybe it's not 1 per event, but maybe it's a limited number per the event, or especially, and this is, I'm working through the details with this, limit it down so that it's maybe just 1 per day. Even if you win one of these small prizes, you're kind of out for the big prizes. I'm figuring that out, going through a lot of this. Did anyone check out this video?
Before the stream started, I'm not sure.
I don't know. Oh, that might be my video that I published at 12. Go back to Cassandra, sir. Kids could be in different age groups. Start that. I want to come back to that. So that's something that we have to figure out is how do we had a lot. This was probably one of the biggest, do I want to say concerns or suggestions, that it felt like people were winning, some people, a few people, a handful of people, 2 or 3, that they were just winning more often than it seemed like the odds were, for them to win. So I've gone through the numbers, and there's always a standard deviation if you know math, and everything was within standard deviation. So even though somebody might have won 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times during the event, as many entries as there were, as many gifts as there were, it's not uncommon, not unusual for somebody's name to come up 2 or 3 times. I think the most that we had this year was 4 times. And I think there was a couple of small gifts and a medium-sized gift and a large gift, if I remember right.
And we use a randomizer for this.
We use a random picker. And I tell you what, we went through that randomizer over and over and over and over again with a bunch of us. And it works. And I mean, it's, it's part of Streamline's application. So I have 100% faith in that randomizer. Did you have anything else?
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yes, 1 per day seems more reasonable. Exactly. And, you know, oh, sorry, Nanette.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I agree, one per day. Yeah, that kind of seems. Now, if we do the small gifts before the big gifts, if I win a keychain and I'm not part of the, the big gift, I can't win the $7,000 gargoyle that's out there. I'm going to feel kind of bad about that. So we have to make sure that it's fair. It's fair for everybody, and we have to make sure that it isn't going to be something where somebody is going to regret it later.
Somebody had 3 group thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
That you had in there.
Oh, yeah, sneaking it or divide the evening into 3 groups as they have done in the past. Yeah, we have had 3 groups: a small prize, a medium prize. I shouldn't say prizes, gifts. Small gift, a medium gift, and a large gift. And normally what we do is what we did last year pretty much was you could win one in, group A, you could win one in group B, and you could win one in group C. We might change that so that you can win one time. And maybe we started in group C and give out all the big gifts first. I don't know.
I do that all the time, though.
What's that?
Gotta have surprises.
Gotta have surprises.
You did limits last year, and they worked well, somebody said.
Abby said that. Cool.
And then I know I had a couple more.
You find those
kids could be in different age
kids groups.
So to talk about that.
Yeah. Thanks for going back to that. That's just what I wanted to pick up. So the hard part there is that the more groups we have, the more it complicates the whole process. We had people, suggesting, I could go back to the spreadsheet, but we had people suggesting that you have a young, 1 to 5, 6 to 10, 11 through 14, 15 through 18, 19 through 21. And it just makes it so difficult to do. So what we'll probably do is maybe break it up into a couple young and older kids groups, and then maybe align the gifts to those groups. So I think that's a great suggestion, but we can't make it overcomplicated so that it will probably take 10 or 15 minutes for the kids event, the kids giveaway. Try to keep it pretty quick for the kids. It just can't be overcomplicated. Okay. Bitten by geckos.
I was trying to read that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't understand.
Is it U.S. only? If it is, and you have merchandise, can I buy one and put it as a prize for anyone? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, now I see it.
So that's something. I'm going to hand this off. I haven't thought of this, but can you make a note of that? Boy, I tell you, Bitten by geckos, this is a great suggestion. Maybe a gift certificate. Somebody could donate, if you wanted to donate gift certificates to the donors to the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. Let's say, Flawless Crusted Geckos have beautiful shirts, way more beautiful than this Merry Christmas shirt, and sweaters. And maybe somebody just wants to go, I want to support Flawless Crusted Geckos. Let me go ahead and buy a $10 or $25 gift certificate. And then, provide that. So I think that's a great idea. It is U.S. only. We tried, again, Canada and Europe before.
Get the people to come.
Yeah, we just didn't have the groups of people. Okay. More cookie box giveaways. I want to win that. More cookie boxes. I think that's in the suggestions from last year, but we'll consider that.
Early.
We are going to do more. We are going to do cocoa bombs a little differently this year. But you know what?
You're making them?
Sure. I'll start right now.
That'll be different.
With food items, we also want to be very, very, cognizant. We want to be aware of allergies. Thank you. We want to be aware of allergies and food shipping requirements. And all of a sudden we have FDA coming in and knocking on our door. Hello, Mrs. Kern. Mrs. Baker Kern. We're going to confiscate all of your kitchen and utensils, and oh my gosh, that would be a horror story. Okay, you have starred here.
I thought I started something up there yet.
Cool. Okay, I'm going to show this. Do we have maybe a donation pool to help with shipping with one animals? Mark that down. Thank you very much, Angry, for this suggestion. Mark it down. I would have to figure out how we could do that. Maybe we have I wouldn't say a GoFundMe.
I was just going to say, yeah.
Because GoFundMe unfortunately takes a huge percentage, but we'll figure that out. I think that that's a good suggestion. And if we could facilitate that, we certainly will. Okay, I'm going to read off this one. Good suggestion. Hooked on Geckos, Wally, do you want me to design you a new shirt design for Christmas? Oh my gosh. I'm talking to somebody. I talked to somebody last year. I'm going to catch them this weekend and find out if they're still willing to do a design. Again, we don't have a whole lot of money, and I have a couple of designs in mind for the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. And I'll talk about this just real quick. We made over 100 shirts last year, right?
Yeah, Tim did.
For the waffles, the waffles and the leopard gecko. And that was a huge, huge success. Limited. We don't make them anymore. Our son made them. He made, how much did he make per shirt? $1?
I don't even know.
So, of all of his labor, he really didn't make a whole lot. He didn't make,
but he had fun doing it.
But he had fun doing it, and it was for a good cause. So that worked out really well. As far as the making, we don't want to, do 5,000 shirts, but we would like to do something, and if we could, maybe make them and maybe send Tim a couple of dollars and maybe take a couple of dollars and help out shipping. That might be good. Maybe write that down too. The proceeds would go to shipping. Okay.
He's asking if you wanted to help with the design.
So I understand.
Need to answer that whole thing.
Yeah, design. We have somebody that we've already talked to, but I'll get back to you hopefully in less than a week. Do you want to make a note of that? Thank you very much. Okay, another one. These are great. Okay, this is from Laura. You may just need to leave the chat open and let us have the after party.
That's kind of a fun thing.
So how come I can't be a part of the after party? Let's partake in some cold beverages.
One on each week. You pick one night and you rotate the night.
Make a note of it. I like that a lot. So maybe with the after party, we keep it going for a few hours. Okay, I'm going to see if I can.
A few hours.
I like the categorization the gifts into levels and place limits based on levels. That's what we did last year. And it worked. I thought it worked out pretty well. But again, we're getting some people that were winning multiple times, so we'll kind of tweak that a little bit. Kay Thomas, thank you very much for joining. I agree, Melanie. 1 win per category or group like before. Cool. Great. Waffle bombs. Oh, wouldn't that be great? Like you have something, it's a waffle and you put it in your cocoa and it's chocolate waffles. This is perfect.
No.
I will buy one of your shirts as a prize. That's okay. PayPal.
PM you.
PM me, Wally Kern on Facebook.
And that message right to PM, and that'll help.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cassandra, great suggestions. Kids' drawing days should be before the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas actual start time, since a lot of kids have better. Exactly. That's exactly it. And as I was saying before, if I hate to give exacts, but I'm going to give kind of my thought kind of process. If our giveaway is, and please don't say, well, he said 6:30, and then I go and change it. But anyways, let's say it is 6:30. Our kids giveaway will be like 6:15. And literally, when the buzzer goes off, I'm just saying, 6:15, when the buzzer, we start at 6:15, kids gifts, 6:30, we start the adult giveaway. Great suggestion. And that's kind of what we're thinking about. Cookies. So we've got to talk about that, Nanette. See, I have no allergies, so just pick any name. Okay. Do you take pollen with your cookies, Angie? Oh my gosh. Okay, you've got to do this because I'm kind of getting lost. Yeah. 100,000% agree. Kids just can't sit through an hour of regular drawings and then we do the kids drawing. So we're going to do the kids and immediately following we're going to do the regular drawing. Perfect.
They
You can hide
too.
that. Huh? They can too.
They sit through school for Pete's sakes. No, I'm just kidding. Also, my kid has ADHD and can't concentrate. I get it. I'm just kidding. We can do it that
if
way.
you have suggestions, leave them because these are fantastic. We already have 5 or 6. Now, some of these already probably are in the spreadsheet, so we're just going to have to bounce those. This is great. Folks, go ahead, Nanette. If you have one.
Just said something here. Go ahead and read that.
I can't. It's hidden.
What's on the screen?
It would be just like the merchandise donation. Donate shipping for one animal.
Instead of doing that.
Perfect.
Okay. I know you talked to me last year.
Hooked on Geckos, yes. If you're going to donate, I'm going to say this over and over again, but if you're going to donate, make sure that I have your email. If you haven't sent it already, if you've never donated, and if you haven't sent your email, send it to me, Wally Kern, Facebook, PM. If you've already sent it, I've got it, so don't send it again because it'll just confuse me. Ooh, I like that. 3D key printed Supreme Gecko. I like better if we do a t-shirt and we do a design, maybe a keychain with that design on it.
Do you 3D print?
Ooh. Who does 3D printing?
That?
Make a note, 3D printing.
I'm trying. I was trying to make a comment who put it in too.
I did too. I love that Leopard Gecko waffles t-shirt. Like I said, we had over 100 sold last year.
We sold well over 100 last year. And it was
stickers. So did I get it? Yeah, Angry Dwarf. Instead of shirts, will there be stickers to buy for the event? Interesting. Never thought of that. That's why this idea of 12 Supreme Days of Christmas, let's wad up pieces of paper and throw them against the wall and see what sticks. So that piece of paper ideas. So that is sticking. I like that idea a lot. Okay. I love the bracket idea where in each one you can only go for 1, 2, or 3 in each bracket. Absolutely. Now, Shadow Hunter, I'll mention that probably for each, and sorry about Nanette, she's just not feeling really good, and thank you for joining us tonight. Shadow Hunter, in the suggestions from last year, we had probably just as many people saying, I love that idea, as the same number of people said, I hate that idea. It's hard balancing some of these things. It really is. Cartoon version of Wally fighting waffles. That was a one-time event. That will never, ever, ever, ever happen again. No, it was fun. It was corny. Chantel, we need somebody to take that over. As I said in the very, very beginning, for Canada or Europe, we need one person to be the champion for that whole process. Last year or the year before, I think it was the year before, we did Canada, we did, Eastern Europe, Western Europe, sorry, East-West. We did Western Europe. The only problem was that the sponsor for both really didn't get, I know you helped out with a couple of names for Canadian donors, and that worked out really, really well, but we just didn't get the response. So when it came time to participate, actually we had a couple of prizes that had 0 participants. So we need not only somebody to promote this from a vendor standpoint, we need somebody to promote this from a Canadian participation standpoint. Somebody needs to go out there and say, hey, don't forget, 12 Supreme Days of Christmas is on. If you're from Canada or in Canadian Facebook groups or Instagram or wherever, join this right now if you're in Canada for this gift. And all we need is one person to step up and say, I can do that and I can do the promotions, and we'll jump in with Canadian specific gifts.
And they also need to understand all the shipping things.
And they need to understand all the shipping things.
There's a lot there.
Still thinking about that, Andrew. Here's the hard part. We support USARK here. We absolutely do. We believe everything that USARK is doing. I just don't want this to get too political. I don't want this to be, well, why did you support you? And I'll tell you right now, it's gotten to there. I brought this up during one of our giveaway nights where, we said, oh, maybe we'll do a USARK donation. And I got like a dozen p.m. So how about this rescue? Why don't you do this rescue instead of us? Why are you by us on? So I just don't want to get into the politics of this. I hope everyone understands that we support reptile rescues, the good ones. We absolutely support US ARC. I just don't know how we could do the whole donation thing right now
without it being a complication.
Yeah, I think so too, Billy.
Magnet.
Yeah, I'm going through the comments here. I'm way behind, so I'm catching up. Nanette's face on the chocolate waffle bombs. Wow, that would be pretty cool. So you put the cocoa bomb and a waffle bomb into your hot cocoa, and you see it's like the Raiders of the Lost Ark, the ending scene where you see the face melting away. Oh, wow!
Somebody stop him.
So Kay Thomas, I missed last year. How did kids' drawings work? All of my YouTube, or does my child need their own YouTube account? Last year it wasn't. Last year it was my child, Timmy, wants to be a part of this. Can they use my email? Absolutely. So I think that that's going to work this year too. Having said that, last year we opened it up because we wanted this to be a family event. We opened it up to kids. We opened it up to partners. We opened it up to uncles. We opened it up to
anybody
fourth
had their
cousin
own.
removed. Everybody could use the same email address. We've got to fix that. And that's probably since January 15th, when we finished the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas of 2023, like every other day, that's been on my mind, how we can make sure that this is fair, make sure that it works. And if anybody has suggestions on this, PM me on Facebook. This is very, 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 very specific. If anybody has suggestions on that, where we can make it so that the kids can, enter under an email. What I don't want this year, we're not going to promote multiple entries in a family. We want one email in a family.
Yeah, but you can't have kids having their own YouTube.
I'm saying we've got to figure that one out, and we have to figure that out in the next couple of weeks. There's been, so I'm going to slow the show down for a minute here because this is so important. There's been 3 or 4 times this last year, or this year, 2024, where I've virtually spent a whole day on this, thinking about it and testing things out and talking to some other people. And at the end of the day, didn't come up with a good solution to make this work. And those times, every time I've considered, well, maybe we don't go on with this. It's got to be fair. It's got to be easy, but we can't have one person, winning multiple prizes, and we've got to fix that. I don't think that happened last year, but I don't want, Wally Kern having Wally Kern 1, Wally Kern 2, Wally Kern 3, Wally Kern 4 entering for the same gift, if that makes sense. Got to figure that out. Anybody with suggestions, let me know. I don't want to make this negative. I want to keep this whole thing positive. So hopefully that answered your question. Please keep the chat PG when the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. Lots of kiddos and their parents like to participate.
Yes,
this should always be. Whenever we do, whenever we do a live chat on Supreme Gecko, it should always be, G or PG. I don't mind swearing once in a while. Don't use the big 7, George Carlin words. Ooh, that would shut things down pretty quick.
Shut you down totally.
I don't like I don't mind the shoot or darn it words, but we want to keep this family oriented. Wally, in your experience, do young vipers show interest in fruit flies? JP, I'm going to bring that up when we start the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas and answer you then. No. Viper geckos, no, we don't feed fruit flies whatsoever to young viper geckos. If we do, it's because I'm feeding fruit flies and I open up the vipers and yeah, sure, I'll give them a couple of, but most of the time we'll feed fire brats or small mealworms. Okay. Well, I turn to Gmail. Thank you very much. You can certainly email me or you can PM me if you have other suggestions. Thanks, Frank. Thank you very, very, very much.
That's a good point. We might have to reiterate that.
Thank you, J-Bug. Can you write down Illinois Valley geckos for 3D? I'm way behind on comments here. Sorry, folks, but I'm going to try to fire through these. Oh, no, I meant you talked to me about doing designs for Sure/Sure. Oh. So that's my problem. No, it's not, but you are on my list. I have you in my spreadsheet for t-shirt design. Thank you for reminding me. See, that's the problem when you have a spreadsheet. Everything else is gone out of your mind. Stickers for donations for something. Help me understand what that means, Laura. Oh no, everyone I know has pneumonia. Yeah, I don't think.
I don't think it's pneumonia. If anything, it's bronchitis, I think.
Waffles the elf holding a gecko would be cool. That would be cute.
That would be.
Write that one down. I have something in mind, but that's a really good suggestion. Please get rest, Nanette.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just firing through these. So if I'm missing your comment, be kind to Nanette. Why should I start now? 40 years, and I'm not going to start being nice to Nanette now. Nanette podcast will talk about how Wally sleeps and Nanette feeds and cleans all the animals. Yeah, so contact me. It just requires some time before the event, and it requires a little bit of time after we get started. So that was the problem, a couple of years ago. I didn't have the knowledge of and I didn't have the time to do all the research for Canadian donors at that time. Excuse me, folks. Okay, I hope they all get through it. Gecko Cove. When I had it, it was absolutely terrible. Almost killed me. I'm going to jump through these. Yosark. Thank you, Frank. Are the big Canadian reptile people not getting in? I'm drawing a blank. So that's where we need somebody to jump in. So I think you're asking this of the group, and I think that's where we need somebody to jump in and kind of take the leadership with that and move that forward. There's going to be things where I'm going to get people involved with helping things out with the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. That would be a huge one. Okay, we just went PG.
No.
All right. Very, very cool. I'm going to start flying through these quicker.
I'm trying to read ahead of you.
Be nice. That's all I can say, Nanette. Yes. So, naive Wally says this would never ever happen. We do a lot of verification. To make sure that this is on the up and up. We especially do a lot to make sure that I'm awarding the right prizes to the right people. My concerns last year that we might have, people entering under multiple emails is just something that I'm overly concerned about right now. And I want it to be fair for everybody else. And I don't want that to get through. If I sound like I'm drawing a hard line, I am. We're going to do everything that we can so that Wally Kern doesn't get the chance to win or enter 4 or 5 times. Okay.
That won't happen, Frank.
Okay. And let's see if everyone listens when I say type the word only once. Right.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to be people, and I would, if I missed it one time, I'm going to maybe type it twice just to make sure.
Katie, no, the letters are going out early next week, probably. If not this weekend, early in the beginning of next week. We got a little sidetracked on a couple little projects.
Caitlin, I am so behind. I'm so sorry.
You're not
I'm so behind.
You're
yeah,
fine.
Yes, household. Yes, and I'm going to talk about this for just a second. Angry Dwarf Axe. I wanted it to be fun for everybody. Join in, your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. Join in, have some fun. But we also have to be realistic too. Okay, I've talked enough about that. I'm making some progress here. I can see the line going down. Okay, not much you can do about scammers. Too easy to have multiple email. You've got to find a way around that, Billy. There's got to be a way. There's got to be a way, and I'm working hard on that. I've talked to a bunch of people. We haven't found a way yet, but we will figure this out. If anybody has any ideas, quick ideas, let me know. A gecko holding a waffle. I love that. How do I get my wife to feed and clean animals, Wally? Be nice to her. I know you are. I know you are. Okay, here's an idea. Give out a rare gecko. I like that idea. I like that a whole lot. And if you weren't in it last year, if you didn't notice, we gave away several geckos ourselves. And, when I talk about costs, we probably paid $300 in shipping just ourselves in, what we sent out from, it was way more than 300 from the animals to the cocoa bombs to the cookies that we sent out. Not complaining. I'm just saying that that's where some of the money went. Go ahead, Nanette.
Oh, this one's a good one, Frank's. When anybody tries to impersonate a winner, we make the person messaging type a secret code on the exact winning person's comment. You guys have no idea behind the scenes after we pull names that night, how fast our moderators are on it and the people that Wally has working with this to verify people, because we want to be 100% that we're giving the animal. And we had an incident a couple years ago where we had a couple that came through, and we had the one that was a child had opened up their own account and the parent didn't know it. And he won an animal, and we were questioning the whole thing back. And it took us over 24 hours to track that one down and figure out what had happened and how it had worked the way it did. But they are on this. They are so detailed with this. I watched Wally doing it last year with Frank on a couple just to verify. And I could not believe how detailed they are after the fact to make sure that this is a legit thing and that we are not getting scammed or sending somebody something that they just, oh, by the way, I won that. My name's Joe and I really won that. So we're real careful with it.
The funny thing is that when we had that one person, the kid, win, we didn't know it was a kid, obviously.
Right.
And message, email, and all of a sudden the parent was contacting us. So it was still like, I don't know. I don't. So the child's name actually matched a Chinese company name. Talk about starting it off. Yeah. End result. And I'm not trying to be negative here. I'm trying to be realistic, and I'm trying to be as positive as possible. Right. But at the end, and here's the positive part. At the end, the young man actually lives in Wisconsin. One from from one of our vendors in like St. Louis. They met up. Now that parent and the child go to reptile shows. They're actually vending, and the kid stops by the table all the time, and we talk for 5-10 minutes. Great relationship.
But it's just also letting them know.
Hey, Landon.
The vetting is there.
Yeah.
All right. Somebody had a comment up there a little bit up higher about an idea, and I missed it. Cove.
Gecko. How about this?
Cove, I think.
How about rotating guest hosts? So Gecko,
they don't like us, huh?
Gecko Cove is pretty much saying, Wally, how about if you don't do it, at all?
How about
and maybe if you have a different host? I love that idea.
Or is it me they want out and you in?
No, it's me. It's absolutely
Or
me.
have a Christmas
Gecko
skit contest.
A Christmas Gecko.
Do you mean
skit
shirt contest, or do you mean a skit contest?
Hey, Bobby, message me about that last part, the Christmas Gecko skit. So when you talk about rotating guest hosts, it's hard because I have a certain format, and I'm so bad about this. I delegate, but it takes a lot for me to delegate, and that's why I've told people that have said, "Hey, I'll help out." And sure enough, not again. I sound positively negative about this, but we had somebody that volunteered to help out, and they got through about 5 or 6 days of giveaway, and then they had other things going on, which is, it happens, but there's where it comes into, I tried to hand off and it didn't work. But so I'm bad at that. I'm really bad at delegating. I try, and I'll get over it. But from that standpoint, from a rotating guests to host. That's part of the whole process that I really, really love. I love doing these giveaways. I love talking to everybody. I love seeing who's talking and making those connections. That's the absolute fun part for me.
If you had a different Waffles Gecko Cove and Gecko t-shirt each year, they could be collector's items.
That's kind of what we're thinking about this year.
Oh,
Stealing my design. So Bobby, you're like right there. So that's kind of what we're thinking about this year.
we are.
Laura, contact me on PM or email me and let's talk about the Canadian. I would love to get Canada involved again. I just need somebody to do more of the work than I did the other year. I don't think I gave it a fair run, and I felt really guilty in getting, I think we had 5 or 6 donors. And then, like I said, a couple of gifts never got selected because nobody entered. And that made me feel really bad. Thank you very much for donating this $50, $100, or $200 gift. And oh, by the way, nobody wanted it. It made me feel terrible. So we really need to push that a lot. So I think that we'd be okay with the donor side, but help would be appreciated. We really need the participant side, you know? Thanks for joining, Aline. Okay. Frank, I think we had generally about 350, 400, 450. I think the high was around 600.
Did I delete a comment?
You probably deleted
Well,
mine.
you're the moderator, so it doesn't matter if you deleted it.
Delete away.
So, and look at that.
Was it one of Angie's comments?
J-Bug is deleting it on purpose, so yeah, it's okay. J-Bug there last.
I want to see J-Bug deleting Frank's comments and Frank deleting J-Bug's
we don't
comments.
want
Let's
to see
go.
that.
Let's go.
No, we don't want that to
Let's
happen.
rock.
We want Wally
Okay,
in and then
Wally hasn't
out.
danced for some time. I don't have my dance. Can I dance like Trump? I'm not making fun of him. I just thought his dancing was
I'm just saying,
funny.
really?
That's all. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
You're going to start a world war on this now.
Got to stick
to spreadsheet and Wally's brain. That's out of love, Wally.
Yeah.
I'll stick to your spreadsheet. Yeah, good point. Gargoyle and Waffles.
Andrew, 600, I think.
Okay. All right.
Go
Gecko
ahead.
Cave or Cove. I'm sorry. Gecko Cove. Start sending us PMs on this because you've got a lot of good comments coming in.
A lot
here
of
and
great
these ideas.
suggestions. Yeah, we just don't want to lose them.
A shirt with the geckos strangling Waffles.
Nope.
That would be as bad as me cutting people's heads off.
We just went from PG, I think, to maybe R with that.
And that's PG-13. You're a great YouTuber.
Landon,
Don't listen to all of them.
Oh,
nobody listens. He doesn't listen to anybody. What are you talking about?
I asked Frank to delete all the bad
Who
comments.
are you voting for? We don't do that on this channel.
Ruh-roh. I'm voting for Waffles. Outstanding.
Thank you, Frank.
Outstanding.
Wow, we got a lot of good comments.
I'm going to take like 5 more minutes.
Do you realize what you did?
What?
You narrowed all of those massive lists of things that you got down to like this, and tonight it just went back to like here.
No worries, Landon. No, it didn't, because a lot of the suggestions are already in the sheet with maybe notes about how we can solution some of these. The big one here is the Canada. You know, we might go. It might just be reopening that door.
Okay, Laura just found her donation to the SDOC. She will take care of Canada and try to make it work. Send us a PM. Thank you, Laura.
Wow.
Oh, and then J-Bug's offering to help her.
There it is right there. That's how we do it.
We can do it.
Waffles versus pancakes. I wish I had time. I wish I had time to do the whole
pancake
skit with pancakes versus waffles.
Oh, that would be interesting. Frank or Landon, it's okay. We just
absolutely. Absolutely. And it really doesn't matter what
debate.
It doesn't matter who you're voting for.
I don't care, but
vote.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to go back to the sheet real quick, and I'm going to point out I hope I can go back to the sheet. a couple of other things here, and we've probably talked about these, but for the next 5 minutes or so, we're going to cover as many of these as we possibly can. Limit the number of gifts. Day 13 to only non. We did that last year.
Yeah.
Gift certificate donors, more descriptions of what they sell.
That's a great idea.
Absolutely, positively, that's in the email / form that I'm going to be sending out in the next few days. Hire groups one time per year. Hire group one time per year. I don't know what my comment is there, but that's a pretty interesting. Winner one time per year. You can only win in the high group. You can win one time. I can't remember. So we had 2 people suggest that will be implemented. You heard it here, folks. More live gifts. So here's the problem here. We had 6 people say more live gifts, but we had probably as many people say, okay, not so many live gifts. Just get to the regular gifts. Find helpers. There you go. So find helpers. We had one person say that. So only one person feels me. That was you. That was actually me. I answered that. So find helpers. It sounds like Laura and J-Bug are already on that, and we always need helpers. I have a list of people that have, I think it's 6 or 7 names. We will find responsibilities for them. Kids set day, no gift certificates earlier time, blah blah blah. And announce winners loud and clear. Yeah, I probably mushed up some of those. My apologies.
Explain the wheel better.
More donor interviews. Yes. So we're going to streamline that whole process. We're going to make it easier for everybody we're going to make it easier for the donors to give their donation videos. I spent a lot of time on that last year, a lot of back and forth. How about this time? How about that? It's just going to be, hey, you know what? If you want to donate, if you want a donation video to be shown in the lives or on the how to enter videos, here's where you can put it, and it's going to be this format. And if anything that falls out of that range, we won't run it other than a side donation video. Live shorter. 34 people want
that was
less. Yeah, it is hard, but what we're going to do, and here's the key, because we had 34 people saying less time to do the giveaway. We'll structure so that the kids giveaway is outside of the regular giveaway, and the chatting and talking will be outside the regular giveaway. So we're going to assume, because I went over the rules 13 times, we're going to take that whole process out of this, and we're going to, at this time, we're going to do the live giveaways. Be there or be square, and that's the way it is. So we're going to structure it, and if somebody wants to be in those specific giveaways, non-live, then come at this time. If you want to be in the lives, come at this time. If you want to be in the kids, if your kids want to be in, come at this time.
If you want to hear Wally Blabler, come at this time.
Wheel out. Show names of winners better. So I have a thought about that, and I don't want to discuss it because I have to prove this out, but I have a really good thought of that, and we'll make it easier for everybody, and it'll hopefully clear up a lot of this answers. Moderators they do a great job, 1,000%. I think Frank, we have one person saying that, and I think that was Frank or J-Bug. I'm just kidding. And then more explanation, maybe a first time here video in the works, more Facebook reposting and comments. Oh my gosh, folks, promote more. Also use ads on Facebook. If ads on Facebook, maybe, again, I have limited funds. We can only do so much, but that might be a possibility.
So that's a limit kind of a thing too, isn't it?
Donor letters. So I think the donor letters went out the second week or maybe the end of the first week of November. They're going out in the next couple of days. More Facebook reposts and comments. I posted for the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas as much as I possibly could last year.
It's only one
without getting in trouble. So the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas website is always out there, and that's where somebody all the time should be going first for any not correspondence, but announcements. That's always updated, and that's where everybody should be going first. But I tried to do as much. But you guys sharing this event and getting more people involved, that's the biggest thing that we need this year. We need more people involved, and we need you guys sharing this as much as possible. And a lot of you did already share last year, but promote using Instagram, TikTok, YouTube community. Again, same thing. We're gonna do skits. Hoping like at least 6 skits. I love doing the skits. We'll probably reuse some of the skits we had before for some of the videos. Add donors videos. We'll have a site for the donors videos where you can click and go right to their video. Website domain. I'm working with that, and I got that close to making it one domain. I just have to fix a couple of things. Website link fix. I tried as much as possible. Maybe we'll have somebody help. We had a couple of people helping with that last year. Website small icons on donors. Can't do it. I can't change the way the website is formatted unless we go to a different website, and it's kind of late in the game to do that. It's just the website that we use works really super well, except for a couple of little things. Me ask them how I can promote them, donors. Me ask them, I can't remember that. I'd have to look. I'm not going to go through many more here, but I'm going to get back to the chat and make sure that you guys don't have another comment here. Forms always offer confirmation emails. Yes, I think I missed that on one or two. Gifts, limit small gifts, stickers, t-shirts, etc. to 2 or 3. We like that. That can be part of the kids. I think there's a lot of value
too. We could make those combos too.
What we will do is, instead of having like every night, every giveaway in the regular giveaway, having 4 or 5 or 6 of those, we'll limit to maybe 1 or 2. Games, make it easier. 21 people said make the games easier. So we're going to pull the games out of the regular waffles and the other games. So we're going to pull, and I completely understand that. We're going to pull the waffles games absolutely completely away from this 12 Supreme Days of Christmas, except for the integration and doing it while we're doing the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. But the thing with the waffles is, if you don't want to do it, then you don't have to, and you certainly don't have to spend the time, because we want to make it tough, and we want to keep the format so that we give recognition to the donors as much as possible. So we're going to keep it. We're going to keep it tough. We're going to make it hard, but it's going to be so that if you don't want to be in it, you really don't have to, and it won't be part of the whole conversation. It'll be at maybe the end of the giveaway, so you don't have to be involved with that for the giveaway if you don't want to. So games make easier. So you had 21 people. Games make more challenging. So here's what we're always confronted with. So we're working on that. I'm going to do this one, then we're going to go back to the chat. Gifts, more frogs, amphibians, crosses, more animals, artisan decor, enclosure, snakes, and snake stuff.
If you guys know anybody that would be willing to donate, PM Wally. I don't
Stealing my thunder.
You contact a ton of people, but we don't know everybody, and there might be people out there that we're missing.
If you know people, contact them. Contact them now. Hey, did you hear about the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas? Hey, you have frogs. Would you like to be part of the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas? Just PM Wally and give him your email, and he'll give you all the information, right? Your participation, your contributions, your help in getting more of these different types of gifts is invaluable. Invaluable. Okay. Anything else?
Wally you don't do live TikTok.
I don't do live TikTok. I haven't yet. So Gecko Man, thanks for joining us. So we actually limited the giveaway to YouTube and Facebook. And I think we'll probably do that. Last year we had a lot of conversation, especially with Angry, about, gosh, it's gone. Son of a gun. You know how words just completely Discord. Wow, folks, that's the first thing that goes when you get old. We had a lot of talk about Discord, and the problem is that my time is limited, and I just have so many resources to be able to do. Thank you, Angry. I just have so much time to do so much of this, and if somebody wants to promote it on Discord, oh my gosh, that would be so appreciated. I think we're going to, unless you had, I haven't. Santa is definitely up for another visit. I tell you what, I mentioned this Gecko Man, and you might not have heard this. I don't know if you caught Santa during the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas in 2023, last December. It was a blast. I mentioned this earlier in the live stream that was absolutely my favorite part of the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. I see every
said
part.
He heard that he might come back. He might be willing.
Well, we need to confirm that with whomever was Santa, because I don't know. I don't know who Santa was. Santa. We need to contact Santa. Oops. We need to contact Santa, and I'll maybe write a note to the North Pole and Santa and contact him and see if he would.
Care of that
maybe you should take care of that for me because I have a big mouth.
If you win a prize you can't use and don't want, are people allowed to turn the prize down and have them re-entered? I would say top tier. The way that you set it up was you chose that you wanted to win, and if you chose to be in that and you got picked, you won. So the way that you align this is so people can say, I want to win that item. So we do allow, if something happens, trading within after we verified within the group, right? Or not? No, we don't.
We don't. There's a page on Facebook where if you want a gift, you can trade it. It's open to people trading gifts. So from my standpoint, and we mentioned this, before we do every giveaway, especially for the larger gifts, we mentioned this, that before we do the giveaway, if you can't use a gift, if you don't want it, simply don't enter. Don't participate for that gift, or choose another one in that group that you want. So if you win a gift and you can't use it, or if you don't want it, I'm going to say it bluntly, you shouldn't have entered in the first place. Second place, though, there is, if you make the mistake, and people make mistakes all the time. How many mistakes? Somebody give me a number. How many mistakes have I made during this show already? At least a dozen.
This thing's going to go up on fire.
Yeah. Whoosh. If you make a mistake and if you don't want it, go to that Facebook group. Hopefully, we can have somebody kind of monitor that and you can trade there. Do you have 5,000 geckos? Landon, my favorite gecko is, what time is it? It's 7:54. It changes by the minute. I guess my favorite gecko is Periodora Musobi, that I want. On top of my wish list that I probably will never get is Periodora Musobi. My favorite gecko is Periodora Picta. How many do we have? 5,000. Might be stretching it a little bit. I'd say easily
pretty close.
3,000.
Yeah, you got more.
2,000 easy.
You got more than that.
Yeah. Whoever said they don't use Discord. J-Bug, I've tried using Discord, and I just can't get it because it seems so scattered. It seems so random.
Okay. The other thing too, you have to
there you go, Billy. I want Billy's comment.
Okay. If there is a trading thing going on, that has to happen after everything's been vetted through.
Yeah. So
just to make sure.
Go ahead and put Billy's up.
I'm looking for
infinite mistakes, Wally. So Frank just put the infinite sign for mistakes. Mm-hmm. I've tried to win a cool gecko, then research their care, and then change my mind on wanting it. Yeah. Do the research. So here's how to enter at least 24 hours before we do the drawing. So you have plenty of time to do some research and ask questions and contact the breeder and ask them questions before I'm in. Click. So do your research first. Make sure that that's the animal that you really, really want. I'm going to come back to that. So there really shouldn't be any reasons why, other than a mistake, that you enter for an animal that you can't keep or that you don't want to keep. Maybe care research can be part of the game. Can you write that down? What? Maybe a game based on researching animals. Okay. Laura says, the first time I won, there was a goof by the person speaking. I refused the beautiful animal because I wasn't ready for it, but was not aware about the trade option. I don't know, Laura, if that was last year or the year before. So we didn't really have a trade option before last year. That just kind of opened up. And if I made the mistake, I greatly apologize for it. I don't know what I said wrong. I can certainly assume that I did say something wrong. With all the auctions, Bobby has such great suggestions. With all the auctions, it would be fun. I'm just reading it over here. With all the auctions, it would be fun to have a live auction night. All proceeds go to charity or to feed people at Christmas. Write it down. Write it down.
Tell them to copy and paste it to your PM.
Okay. Hide clues for games in the care sheets. Oh my gosh. Fresh donuts. I don't know who you are, but I think that's one of the best suggestions in the whole. So we would have to have a waffles, and we would have to have a, I don't know, Mrs. Waffles. Oops. Game. So we'd have to have two games. Waffles and something else game. Did I just say that? I don't know, G-Bog. I don't know my head from a hole in the ground. Okay. You can also have the donor place an animal on hold until you have the resources and ask them for care questions. Absolutely. I would say ask for care questions before you even participate. So that's my thought. Okay, it was 12 years ago that I was getting springtails, not a gecko. That's odd.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Laura. Very, very sorry.
Right.
Cool. No worries. No worries.
Donuts.
Okay, we're going to go just a couple more minutes here. We're already on an hour and a half almost. A lot of
fresh donuts.
Fruit going on here. Passing fruit.
What?
I don't know. We've got peppers. We've got pumpkins. And we've got
Frank's doing something.
I don't know. We've got, what is that?
What?
I don't know. What is that?
I can't see it.
I don't know.
Fresh donuts.
It looks like a jelly bean. I don't know.
It was a jelly bean.
Anyways.
Fresh donuts made a comment though that you wanted.
Okay, cool. When you win an animal, do they allow holds for winter? Typically, it gets cold in the Midwest. Angry Dwarf Axe, yes, absolutely. And we have said this over and over again. And I need to make it as absolutely clear, but I can't be bringing it up every single live stream that we do because we want to kind of narrow that time down, or we structure so that it's before the giveaway. But yes, all the animals given away in the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas, if you win, it's to the breeders' donors' discretion whether they send the animals or not, and their guarantees are 100%. So unless I hear different, we've had a huge success in the animals that we've sent out. Now, having said that, I was involved in a back and forth a little bit. I wouldn't say a back and forth, just a confirmation back in August, September, early September, I'm going to say,
right here.
Getting the animals squared away between a donor and the winner. So because there was such a wait because of weather issues and then finally getting it all resolved. Didn't get the animals until April. Donors will happily keep them until winter. And we say that all the time about,
right there too.
Yeah. Any great donor will want the animals to survive the shipping. 1,000%. Good call. Very, very good words. Okay.
Oh, you're fine, Angry. That's something that he was saying that he won't reiterate that at every single show when we do our lives in December.
Yeah. When we do our 12 Supreme Days of Christmas giveaways, I'm not trying to be, snotty or anything. What I meant was hot dog. Now we have hot dogs and something else.
I'm getting hungry and we already ate. You know what? Maybe what we can do, and I'll make a note myself, maybe the moderators can do something during the shows during there to say, remember, animal winners, it's the donators' discretion. They can just have a regular blurb. Sorry, guys, I just gave you a new job.
My intention, which was not stated the right way, is that when we do the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas come the end of November, December, is that we're going to try to streamline the whole process as much as possible. So I'm going to try not to reiterate some of these same points like I did last year, which kind of got repetitive and kind of drony a little bit, because sometimes it's snotty wallet. So sometimes I would say the same thing over and over again, unintentionally, but kind of intentionally, and I'm going to get away from that, and we're going to do it so that we streamline the lives in the giveaway itself so that we're not repeating ourselves. Did I just repeat myself about repeating myself?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I really don't know. Sometimes hard work, dedication, passion, enjoyment, the fire is always there. Okay. Now that the site's so well organized, yeah, people can also go there for rules and reminders. Yeah. Yes. And again, this has been a process with the website for about 3 years. We've done the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas for 12 or 13, 14 years. I'm going to say 14. And that website has been used in the last 3 or 4 years, 4 years. And it's been refined. And it certainly has a long way to go, but we're trying to make it better and better all the time. We don't say that here. There's even a FAQ on the site anyways. I'll be fine to skip a few reminders.
Yep.
It'll be fine to skip a few.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, it's there.
All kinds of food. Is that a milkshake or is that an orange juice?
I don't know, but I could go for a malt right now. My throat hurts.
Wow. Okay. I can't believe the amount of planning takes and still knowing it won't be enough. We appreciate all of this. I appreciate that so much. It doesn't feel like work at all. It absolutely feels like we're doing something special. Not we. All I do, folks, and I'll say this over and over again, I think about it all the time because so many people have so many great ideas, and we want to make this as fine-tuned as we possibly can. But when I say we're doing a special thing here. And when I say we, it's the community. It's you guys, it's the donors, it's the participants, and most of all, it's everybody coming together and being positive about this. What if Buy Me a Coffee people get early access and special drawings?
Gecko, come on.
We are.
This is like, like 50% of these are his.
Don't write this one down.
Okay, never mind.
Not that it's not a good idea. Know. What? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
You do it. Go.
So there's always a special giveaway for the 12. There's always a special giveaway for the Buy Me a Coffee members. We're going to do that. Last year, I was hoping to do it during the 12. I'm sorry, folks. I was hoping that would happen during the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. It got too complicated, so we did one after the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas, I think the 3rd week in January, and I think we gave away probably $800 or $900. I want to keep it. I don't want anybody to think that Wally's doing this to promote anything. I do believe I've mentioned Buy Me a Coffee a couple of times during that. When people ask, well, where's the Patreon? How can I send donations? It's not about that, but I do mention Buy Me a Coffee because it's a part of I feel this whole community, but I want it very separate from Wally Kern and Supreme Gecko and 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. It's on our site. Supreme Gecko sponsors it, but I don't want anybody thinking that we're doing it out of trying in any way whatsoever trying to promote our company whatsoever.
And the gifts for the Buy Me a Coffee are from us directly. They are not from the donations.
Say that again.
The gifts that come for Buy Me a Coffee are from Supreme. It has nothing to do with the donators. We don't use their gift donations.
Yeah. I keep saying we're almost.
Halloween's on its way. Yeah. We keep talking tonight. It'll be here.
Okay. If we don't have any more questions. Squirrel. Yeah. Right. No pancakes allowed. Okay. You're promoting the love of this community. It's for everybody, not just Supreme Gecko.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really not. Supreme Gecko just happens to be kind of the
facilitator.
The facilitator. I like that a whole lot. I wanted to say sponsor. It's not. We're not sponsoring anything. We're facilitating. I tell everybody, over and over and over again, all I am is a spreadsheet keeper. That's pretty much it. Oh, is she deleting more?
Maybe, Frank, you aren't doing your job then if she's deleting them all. What's going on here?
Wow. Wow. Frank's
I'm
going to make
kidding.
it. Frank's going to make it like R. What's the next one above R? Is it X?
Yeah.
Like right now.
Yeah.
He's going to get us.
Just saying that we need a pre-Supreme Gecko t-shirt and the colors just work.
Interesting.
I'm confused. But my brain's not working anymore. My brain's not
Thank
braining.
you, John. Thank you.
That's what the kids say.
Brain's not
my
braining.
brain's not
Didn't
braining.
do nothing, Frank. Critter Corner, thanks for joining us.
Oh my goodness, I hope you didn't just jump in for Critter Corner.
Yeah, we're just finishing up here. Unless there's other comments or questions, I will say, go ahead and PM me. Frank, can you share my email address again, if you don't mind, or JBug? I will say contact me if you have other suggestions. If you feel extremely passionate about anything that you feel that we need to change with the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas, message me. Message me on my email, message me, PM me on Facebook at Wally Kern. I greatly appreciate that. We have probably an hour's worth of just adding to the spreadsheet as it is, but that's what we're here for.
I'm trying to catch them here. Thanks, J-Bug. I will this weekend after work is over with.
That's okay, Laura. I would spell it wrong.
Yeah, you probably would.
Okay. Everyone, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us. Sorry for the change in plans. This actually worked out pretty well. I see that the title is still wrong here in this, but how many Vipers in a 12 by 12? Depends on how tall, I guess, because if it's really tall, you could get hundreds and hundreds in a 12 by 12. Yeah, if it's 12 by 12,
okay.
if it's super tall, you could probably get a couple of hundred.
I was thinking they meant 12 by 12, like 12 by 12.
12, usually 12 by 12 is a width and length.
Yeah,
seriously, 12 by 12, you probably want, one to a pair, male, female at the most. 12 by 12 by 5. Just kidding about 12 the height. 12 by 5. I understand. So the height doesn't matter whatsoever. So again, a single or a pair. Any other questions? Catch me on Facebook, PM me. Thanks everyone for joining tonight. How much wood? Good night, Gecko. Okay.